Absolutely. Thank you so much for getting us the latest when it comes to this one. While the US president focused on the Venezuela operation, he's in fact also commented on India's purchase of Russian oil. Let's go across and quickly listen in to what he then had to say about tariff hike on India.
Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy, and it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly, and it would be very bad for them.
All right, then let's move on and take a look at how this is going to be impacting the whole global development. Let's also be taking a look at the India impact when it comes to this one. In fact, Somit is standing by with some key insights when it comes to this one.
Well, a couple of Indian companies that stand to benefit because of what has happened with US and Venezuela. Firstly, to understand that Venezuela accounts for just 1% of the world's oil production. So the impact on oil prices is likely to be quite limited given the fact that the overall oil market has been driven by oversupply. So even if in the near term, the Venezuela crude does not come into the market, the impact would be quite limited of that. But over the longer time period, if US oil and gas companies rebuild their energy infrastructure in Venezuela, then the oil prices can be capped, given the fact that there could be significant output jump from Venezuela, because Venezuela has world's largest oil reserve. Around 302 billion barrels of oil reserve is something that Venezuela has, which is the most across the globe. However, the current output had come down significantly to around 0.9 million barrels per day, as against 2.5 that we had seen in 2010 and around 3.5 million barrels which was there in 1970. So far, currently it has ranged anywhere between 0.5 to 1 million barrels per day since 2019. So not much of an impact coming in, and this drop when it comes to the Venezuela oil output is largely because of the lack of investments, mismanagement and US sanctions that had come in of late. So overall, not much of an impact coming in on the crude prices globally, but few Indian companies that stand to benefit. Firstly, among the Indian refiners, that is Reliance Industries, IOCL, BPCL and HPCL. Reliance Industries stands to benefit the most, given the fact that Reliance Industries refineries can process the extremely heavy and sour Venezuela oil. And also do remember that in past, Reliance Industries had a contract with Venezuela company to get in more crude coming in. So that contract can be renewed, and that was a cheaper source of crude for Reliance Industries, and it was profitable. So that could again come into play for Reliance Industries going forward. The benefits for PSU OMCs, that is IOCL, HPCL and BPCL, will be quite limited because they do not process Venezuela crude much. And this will also allow India overall to substitute the discounted Russian crude with Venezuela oil going forward. Apart from that, on the oil explorer side, it's ONGC that stands to benefit the most, because this could mean that the $1 billion pending dividend that has to come in from Venezuela companies could come in going forward if US oil and gas companies invest in the infrastructure and the production in the country increases. ONGC also owns close to 40% stake in one of the oil fields of Venezuela. Apart from that, it's Jindal Drilling that stands to benefit, because overall offshore rig rates could also substantially improve over the next 4 to 5 years, because the demand for offshore rigs will increase substantially, with US focusing to increase crude production in Venezuela.
All right, then thank you so much, Somit, for getting us all of those details. So there you go. That's the entire update in terms of the companies that stand to be impacted when it comes to this particular conflict. Let's